Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing good tonight. Sorry about my picture cutting out on me just a second there. But yeah, I'm back here in Montgomery after being gone for the weekend. I was in Rugby, Tennessee at R.M. Brooks General Store for the weekend. They had a car show. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight. I'm going to share a little bit of video from that as well. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Marty Baker, my #1 fan. Good to see you on here. And hey, Brenta Mania, how are you doing, Big Boss Man? Good to see you on here, man. Hope you're doing well tonight. I'm doing pretty good. I was just saying that I just got back from Tennessee, from Rugby, Tennessee, and it's a 6-hour drive. Woke up in Tennessee this morning and had myself a little bit of breakfast, and I had some coffee and got on the road about 10 o'clock their time. Would have been about 9 o'clock our time because they're on Eastern time and we're on Central time. But CG, what's up? Good to see you on here. CG says that he hopes everybody had a really good week. And I do too. I hope everyone had a terrific week. And I hope that we have a great live stream tonight. Badlands, good to see you on here, man. We missed you last week. Hope you're doing well tonight. Badlands says good evening to me and everybody here on the live stream tonight. And I learned something new last week, that if you hold up your fingers like this, then you get balloons. So I think that's pretty cool. It also backed the camera up when I did that. That's good. So now you can see my Retire Inspired and my neighbors have candy sign. So I hope everyone is doing well tonight, and I hope everybody has had a terrific week. Badlands said he has been busy. Sorry he missed it. Well, we missed you, man, but I am so glad that you're here tonight. Brent Mania says, do the double thumbs up. You get fireworks. I've never knew that. So if you do one thumb up, you get a thumbs up in a little thing there. Let's see if I can make it do it again. See that? See my thumbs up? Isn't that cool? So make sure and give me a thumbs up tonight, so that I can show YouTube that you guys are enjoying my videos. You're very welcome, Badlands Bandit. We always miss you when you're not here, but I'm glad you're here. So y'all hang on to your seats because we're going to have a wild ride tonight. Oh, I haven't done the chicken. This microphone is noise canceling, so you can't really get the full effect, but it really makes an annoying sound. So everybody gets the gold chicken tonight. CG said he had a busy week working on videos. He worked on some videos talking about channels that are run by kind people, including me. Well, thank you, CG. I appreciate that. That is very kind of you. You're a kind person. And you know what? I have been getting that message all week long to be kind to people. And it doesn't take any effort to be kind to someone, does it? So let's be kind to people that we come across, because you never know what somebody is going through. You know, they may have a sick family member, or they may have had a loss in their family. They may have had a pet die. You just don't know what people have been through or what they're going through. So always be kind to people. It doesn't cost anything. CJ says, I appreciate the kind words and thoughtfulness. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I had to go on both yours and Brent's channel to see if y'all had posted any new videos. It looks like you have put up quite a few recently. So I watched a couple of them. And Brent, I want to inspire you, brother, to get out there and make some more videos. I want to see some more videos from you. You did really good with the ones that you've got up so far, so I want to see some more. Hopefully everyone in the chat is doing legendary. Yes, we are doing legendary because we're legendary people, right? I always say if you want to save money, it costs nothing to be kind, to save money, and just be kind. So we don't know what people are going through just by looking at them. And that is so true. But tell you guys a little bit about my weekend, and then I'm going to share some videos with you. My weekend was spent in Rugby, Tennessee, and I'm going to be putting a new video out pretty soon about my time in Rugby this past weekend. I got to meet with the lady that runs the general store there, her and her husband, and we had a nice conversation. And speaking of kind people, they are very kind people. I came in at 6:30 or about 6:15 their time, and we sat down and did an interview. This is after they had been working all day long in the store, because it's like a Cracker Barrel, except it's one of the original Cracker Barrels. It's a real country store. So I am about to win an auction, I hope. I opened up a booth. Let's see. We got an auction ending in 9 minutes, and it is for some controllers. These are the old NES controllers, like you would have played, used on a Nintendo Entertainment System. In my booth, I think I sold a Nintendo Entertainment System over the weekend. So it'll be exciting for me to go to my new booth and see if what I sold this weekend. I always say okay, we already did that one. Marty says hey to everybody. And Brent says, started to do a video, but trying to hold the camera with one hand and do what I wanted to do did not work. I wish I had a better way of recording videos. Well, I tell you what, Brent, if you will privately message me, send me a message, a private chat, and give me your email address, and then or your mailing address, I will send you a little tripod you can use to put your camera on. How's that? What kind of camera are you using first off? Are you using your phone or are you using a different kind of camera? Marty asked, how was your day today? My day was great. And I started out the day in Rugby, Tennessee, and then I drove almost 6 hours to get here to Montgomery. It was like around 5 hours and 55 minutes to get here to Montgomery. And so I had a terrific weekend. But before I go into sharing some of the video from the weekend, I want to share my latest video that'll be coming out pretty soon. But I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek, since you are here on my live stream with me tonight, of my of one of my booths that I opened, and I'll let you guys take a look at it and tell me what you think. This is my showcases. I have 3 showcases. Actually, I have 4 showcases. One of them is a tall upright showcase, and they play this music in the flea market all day, every day. But look at all these video game consoles. I've got the original Xboxes. I've got the Wii's. I've got the PlayStation 2s, the 360s, and over here in this case, I have the Sega Genesis, the PlayStation 1, the Super NES, and then the NES. And I'm pretty sure that this NES here on top sold over the weekend. I got those movie reels at a yard sale 2 weekends ago, and I put those up there, and they just work perfectly. If you can see here where I have started stacking up my video games, I haven't put all my video games out yet. And if I pan to the right a little bit, you'll see where I have a record holder thing. So I'm gonna be putting some records in there. And these are all the die cast. I have several shelves that are holding the die cast. See, there's some racing cars, and there's also some vintage cars and stuff like that. 57 Chevys diecast, and all those are Hot Wheels and Johnny Lightning. I got as much as I could in the booth before the weekend because I wanted to make sure that I had some stock that could sell over the weekend. But you probably remember that little shelf from my last videos where it was in the other flea market. The other flea market closed down completely. I put my china down there to sell and a couple of vases. And in that box on the corner there is comic books. So the booth that I've got now is much larger than my previous booth, and I'm real excited about it. I'm looking forward to getting that one completely stocked and seeing how well it does. But yeah, that's what I was doing last week. I was so busy last week that I had to move everything from my old booth in Wetumpka because, like I was saying, that place closed at the end of the month. So I had to get all my stuff out of there by the end of the month on the 30th. Actually, I got everything out on the 29th, and I went back on the 1st and picked up my paycheck. And by the way, they were lines out the door at that thrift store because everybody knew that the place was going to be closing at the end of the month, and they were just coming in to see what was available, what kind of sales were on, and that sort of thing. CG, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that very much. You like how it looks. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment. But yeah, so that's why I didn't put a video out last week because I was so super busy. I was having to move all that stuff. I had to move those cases too. All three of those cases, the two that were in the front and then the tall one, I had to move all of those from the Wetumpka flea market to this flea market in just a couple of days' time. And then I had to set everything up and put everything out. I had to get all those video game consoles, clean them up, and put them in there, getting ready for the weekend. And that I don't have a video of it right now, but I will be making a video this week. But the other booth that is in the same shopping center, but not in the same building, it has like a lot of real nice women's clothing in there, and it's like a boutique style clothing, and all that was given to us. So all the money that I make off of those boutique clothes is going to be profit. So hopefully that does really well as well. I did get the first month on that booth free, so that's cool. Outdoors, Dreadhead. Hey, what's happening, my friend? Good to see you on here tonight. We'll have to give you the golden chicken. Good to see you tonight, outdoors. I hope everything is going well with you in your new job. If you guys remember Outdoors, he was on last weekend, and he was talking about going up to, and remind me, I keep forgetting the name of the place where you're at, but he is a camp host up in the northern part of this country right now, and so he is enjoying that. And I'm looking forward to watching your videos outdoors when you if you've already made some videos, then get them posted because I want to see them. I want to see what's going on with that place. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Let's see. We got 53 seconds left on my auction. I bid $25. 43 seconds. You guys are going to get to count down with me. 30 seconds. And this is controllers. I need those to put with my games when I bundle them up. Okay, so Outdoors is at Flaming Gorge. Is that in Massachusetts? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks like I might have won the auction. Congrats on the big win. So I won the auction, and that is an amazing deal. $25 for 7 of those controllers. I needed those real bad so that I could bundle them up with my NES games that I ordered off of eBay that were broken parts or repairs. So Outdoors, man, I'm so sorry. He said he's been down and out passing the kidney stones. That is rough. I've never passed any kidney stones, but I've known several people that have. And I know it's quite painful to pass a kidney stone. Well, my thoughts and prayers are with you, brother. Have you already gone through the whole process, or do you still have some that you're passing? And where he's at is in Utah. So Flaming Gorge, Utah. Flaming Gorge. I said George last time. I don't know. That just I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't see too well anyway. But it's Flaming Gorge, not Flaming George, in Utah. So I'm excited about that auction. So now I can bundle up some more of my NES consoles and get those in my booth so that I can sell them. But I was going to share with you a couple of videos from this weekend, so you guys kind of get a sneak peek because you're on my live stream. But I'm going to share a couple of videos of some of the cool cars that they had out there. This was one of the coolest cars that was out there. Let's see if I can get this video to come up. That's not it. Here we go. All right, so check this out. That looks like, I think that's a 57 Chevy. The name of the event was called the the Rumble or something like that. I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but this is one of the cool cars that's out there. 57 Chevy. So that was a really cool car. Yeah, no front, no fun. I'm sorry you had to go through that, man. Beautiful car. Yeah, it was. There was also a Roadrunner out there that was super cool. Let me see if I can pull that up. All right, so while that video comes up, all right, this is the Roadrunner that was out there. I thought that was super cool. You don't see too many of these. It was called the Rugby Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was called Rugby Rumble because it was in rugby. Yes, it did have the decal. I'll show you that in the video. Unfortunately, the glass was kind of fogged up, so I wasn't able to get a good shot of the inside of this one. On the other side of that is a blue Mustang, but I didn't do a walk around on that. But yeah, that was very nice cars. And yeah, Badlands, you're right that those Roadrunners are classic Mopar, and Mopar is something that's well known in the car world. So yeah, it was called the Rugby Rumble. Outdoor said he knew he thought he saw that over the side of his brother had one coming up. Your brother had one? Well, he shouldn't have got rid of it. He should have held on to it. Yeah, that's very cool with a high wing, and I've seen those on TV before, but that was the first time I had ever seen one actually in person, and I was so impressed with how nice it was. Uh, here's another one that I want to show you. So this one, I'm not sure exactly what the model is. It might be a Model T, or maybe you guys can help me with that. But it was a cool car as well. This is the oldest one I think that was out there. Is that a Model T? What kind of car is that? It sure was pretty though. Y'all tell me if that's a Model T. So he totaled out his car. That's terrible. They have car shows in Rugby at the general store there twice a year. They have one in the morning. I mean, one in the spring, which was this one. It's usually in April or May, and then they have one in the fall, which is in September. And I plan on going back in September for the next one that they have. Look at the etching in that glass. Isn't that cool? So yeah, that was a lot of real cool cars, and this is the last one that I'll share with you. And I don't even know what that one is. That's the panel wagon Dreadhead is talking about. That was pretty cool looking car. I wouldn't mind having a classic car. I really would love to have one, but I'd be afraid I would wreck it. You don't want to destroy something like that that's been around for so long. I'd have to park it and never drive it. But what good are they if you don't get them out and drive them, right? John's here. John's here. Just pulled in. So that's my show and tell for the night. A lot of real nice cars out there this weekend, but I'm going to be giving making a full video of that this week, and hopefully I'll get my video out this week, so you'll be able to see all the stuff from the car show. It really was a nice car show. I mean, they didn't have a ton of cars, but the ones that they did have, some of them were real classics and really beautiful cars. And like Badland Bandit said, they are nice survivor cars, especially that Roadrunner. You don't, like I said, I've never actually seen one of those in person, but Yeah, that was the first time I've actually been able to touch one. One of those road runners. CG says, I hope that all the future videos go well. I do too. I hope they go well as well. But anyway, yeah, so between setting up my two new flea market booths and planning for this trip to Tennessee to go up there and visit with my friends and also see the car show. And again, that was called the Rugby Rumble. But really, I've been so busy. It's just been crazy how busy I've been this past week since we did our video last Sunday. Since I did my live stream last Sunday, I have been extremely busy. But some of y'all may not have thought that I was going to be doing a video tonight because I didn't put anything up earlier. It was just about an hour ago that I put up that I was doing the live stream. So that explains why a lot of folks, aren't here tonight. But a lot of you are here tonight. So I'm very thankful for you for you being here tonight. Outdoor said I need to go to Lake Havasu next year and look at the cars they drive around there. I bet it is nice. I bet they've got some beautiful vintage cars up there. It's kind of like having full life-size Hot Wheels in it. But it is so cool. I mean, us guys, we got to have our toys, But I don't know if I'd ever be able to get into owning one myself because it's just, like I said, I'd be too afraid I would crash it and destroy it. And something that old, you just don't want to destroy. Welcome, William Smith, my brother. He said he was going to be on here tonight, and he is here. So welcome. Good to see you on here. I talked to William earlier, and I told him I had to get off the phone because I was going to be doing my live stream. But he had a birthday on the May 3rd. So everybody wish him a happy birthday. Let's see if I can give him some birthday balloons. Happy birthday, William. So he was 36 years old, I think. Yeah, he was 36 years old. No, actually, he was 56 years old. He's a year younger than me. Will says, remember the mice from Rosemary Lane? Yeah, I remember those mice. I drowned a few of them. Outdoor says, yo, Will. You remember Will Outdoors? He's the one that was hitting on you when I was doing my live stream out there in the desert. Will says, we have some pet mice. Okay, well, I don't want any pet mice. No, I don't want any pet mice. That's why I brought cats. That's why I allowed cats to come in and be in my house. I've never been a real big cat person, but I have cats in my house just to make sure that I don't have to deal with putting out mouse traps and stuff like that. Because if you don't have cats or mouse traps, eventually you're going to have a mouse or two, and you don't want any of that. But here at my headquarters here, at my eBay headquarters, I actually had rats. I mean, not mice, rats. And they were like this big, and they could chew through. They ate a couple of my boots, the boots that I had for sale, military style boots, leather boots, and they just ate them up. So I lost a couple of pairs of boots, and that's when I decided to get my little Tigger and bring him up here. Marty says she loves y'all. We love you too, Marty. And Will says yo to Dread. Yeah, he's got a crush on you, Dread. He's got a man crush on you. So just watch out for him, okay? Van lifers hate mice. Yeah, I know. And you guys have to deal with them more than anybody because you park a vehicle out in the desert, and those mice will find a way to get up in there. They can get through the smallest holes. That doesn't have to be a very big hole. So Will says, how is Utah? And Outdoor says he's loving it. See, I told you he has a crush on you. He's got a man crush. So I'm going to update you guys on my YouTube. Not my YouTube, my eBay store tonight, because it's been a little while since I've updated you guys. Do you guys like the information when I share information about my eBay store, or is that something that you could do without? I know that I'm probably the only one on here that actually sells on eBay. Will says, I've been on Dred's site. Yeah. Aren't you subscribing to his channel now? By the way, if you are not subscribing to Outdoors Dreadhead, be sure and go and check out his channel and subscribe. How is my aunt? Your aunt is doing fine. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about eBay tonight, but I'm going to share a little bit of stuff with you, because this weekend was a really amazing weekend as far as eBay goes. So I'm just basically going to share a little bit about this past weekend. So if you look down here at my store on the sales, I'm right at the $5,000 mark for the month, for April 4th through May 4th. So the last 31 days or last 30 days, I'm right at the $5,000 mark. And yesterday I sold this right here, $611.97 worth of merchandise yesterday in one day. And then the day before that, it was $382.27. So that's over $1,000 in just 2 days. So that was exciting. So what has been selling? I'll show you real quick. We got to go to my store. And this is my active listings. And we want to see what has sold. It's been a pretty busy couple of days as far as sales go. I sold this little Spin Master. It's like a little toy called a Megalodon monster truck, and it sold for $8.10. This is just in the last 2 days. I sold this Super Mario Odyssey for Nintendo Switch, and so this is a Nintendo Switch game, and it's over $37.80. I bought this in with a bunch of games that were all together, and I paid like $40 and got the games and the consoles. And so I've already sold the consoles, I already sold a bunch of games and made a whole bunch of money. So this is all profit on here. Now this one, this Game Boy Advance, I picked this up a couple of weeks ago at a yard sale. Let me see if I can show you a little closer up. But yeah, I picked up this Game Boy Advance a couple weeks ago at a yard sale. I got this Game Boy Advance, and I also got a DS together. The DS sold right away. It was a pink Nintendo DS, and I ended up having to replace the game cartridge holder inside it. So I had to do a little bit of work on that one, but it sold for like $85, and then this one sold for $80.10, and I paid $60 for both of them. So that's pretty good profit there. And then I sold this Singer heavy duty model sewing machine that I picked up at the thrift store. This sewing machine, I bought it for $40. And the reason I was able to get it for $40 is because this little piece right here that it's called a foot, it's what pushes the thread through, was missing. So all I did was just order one on Amazon. It was like $4.95 to get it. And so I ordered it. It's this little piece right here. If I can zoom in, it's that little piece right there. And so I ordered that piece and I put it in, and I listed this Singer sewing machine, and it has sold very quickly for $148.50, which is a great profit on that. I sold this vintage Little Orphan Annie lunchbox for $40. Now, I didn't make a whole lot of money on this because when I bought it out of the thrift store, and I probably paid a little bit more than I should have for it for reselling anyway. If I was a collector, it would have been a decent price, but I paid $35 for it. So I only made $5 on it, but I went ahead and let it go for $40.50 just to get it out of my inventory. And this sale is probably going to be canceled. But this is a heavy-duty wide seat wheelchair. I may see if I can find a box big enough to put it in, because I don't think you can break this thing. And it's probably going to cost me about $50 to $75 to ship it. But I may just cancel the sale because I thought this was on a local pickup. With big items like this, you can do local pickups. But, you know, I'm just going to see if I can find a container big enough to put it in to ship it. But I'm not sure I'm going to ship it. I may just end up canceling that order. This $223.20 would all be profit if I was to get that for it, but at the same time, I think it's too much trouble for me to try to ship that thing. I picked this Pentax camera up at a yard sale about 3 weeks ago, and this is a really nice Pentax camera in really good condition, and it had the real nice sling that you use to hold it with. I thought it was really good. But I paid $40 for this Pentax camera, and it sold for $179.10. So that's one reason why I had such a high number in sales this weekend, is because the items that I sold were just such high dollar items, some really good high dollar items over the weekend. That was exciting to see all that stuff sell. But this is just, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but these are just some of the other things that sold recently. I had a Hot Wheels set of new in the box. This is just a set of several different Hot Wheels. It was an anniversary edition from 1900 to 2000. So they had some remakes in there from early on, as well as some newer ones. But I'm not going to be selling Hot Wheels too much on eBay anymore, because I can do much better with them at the booth, the flea market booth. Here is a real nice pickup that I had. I paid $5 for this Transformer at a yard sale about 3 weeks ago, and I started looking it up, and it really had some value. It sold for $55.80, but this thing transforms into a ball. It's called Cybertron Primus Supreme, and it was made in 2005. But I guess there's supposed to be some keys that go with it, but I didn't have the keys, and it was also missing one of the feet off of it. But other than that, it was pretty complete. But so yeah, that thing sold for $55.80, which I thought was a great deal. But so anyway, those are just some of the things that I've been selling recently. I wanted to share that with you guys because I haven't really shared anything with you as far as eBay goes in a little while. It's been up and down with eBay. So I'll have a couple of really good days with eBay and recently, and then maybe have a day or two with no sales at all, or not together. But recently, I've had several days where there were no sales whatsoever. There would be sales one day and then no sales, and sales the next day and then no sales, and it would kind of go back and forth like that. So Marty says, may I have the Auburn hat? I don't know. Well, we'll see. Maybe I can get you an Auburn hat. I thought you were an Alabama fan. I know your mom is an Alabama fan. Hottie Toddy, welcome Gumball Gold. Good to see you on here, man. How was church today? Did you have a good service? You got the golden chicken. Congratulations, Gumball. How's everything going with you this week? Did you go to church this morning? I know you probably went to Mass. Jim is a devout Catholic. So, Jim, just curious, what did you think about our Commander-in-Chief posting a picture of himself as the Pope? Of course he did. He went to church. So, yeah, I couldn't believe it. At first I thought that it was just a hoax, that somebody did that and said that Donald Trump posted that picture of himself. But apparently the Vatican did not find it amusing in even in the littlest respect. So he went to night mass. Yeah, he is a great troller, isn't he? So yeah, that was kind of weird that he would be posting a picture of himself a few days after the Pope was buried, and he actually went to the Pope's funeral. He was at the Pope's funeral, and then he came back later and posted a picture of himself as the Pope. So I know he thought that was funny, but there's a lot of Catholics, and apparently the Vatican's not too happy with it. Catholics have a sense of humor too. Well, he's not a Catholic, is he? Marty says, I want to hear the chicken no more. Well, we got to give everybody the chicken when they come on. You know, that's just a whole thing in there. Marty says that Alabama in the Auburn fan. Alabama. All right, so you're saying you're an Auburn fan? No. Catholics have a great sense. Neither was Biden. So Trump is not a Catholic. I don't know if he considers himself religious or not. I know he likes to make people think that he's religious, but I don't know. And I'm not going to be the one to judge because that's not my place. But you can tell a lot about a person by the way that they live their life. So that's all I'm going to say about that. As Forrest Gump would say, that's all I'm going to say about that. No such a thing as a Catholic Democrat. So, like I was saying earlier, I have had a tremendously busy week. And it's been one of those weeks where I didn't know if I was coming or going. I'm usually trying to find stuff to do. Well, no, I don't. I'm not going to say that because I have no trouble finding stuff to do. I'm busier now in retirement than I was when I was working. Will says Justinian skyscraper. What does that mean? I don't get it. Alabama or Auburn. You want an Alabama or Auburn hat? Is that what you're saying? Because I do have both. I have Auburn and Alabama hats. So maybe I'll get you one. Just depends. What do you want? Do you want an Auburn hat or do you want an Alabama hat? You know, in the state of Alabama, you have to be able to discern if you're an Alabama fan or an Auburn fan. You can't be, supposedly, you're not allowed to be both. You have to pick a side. It's like, are you for Ford or Chevy? Are you for Glock or Beretta? Do you like Alabama or Auburn? See, Alabama is such a great state. We have two really great football teams. Unfortunately, Alabama has gotten the national championship quite a bit more times than Auburn has. But at the same time, Auburn has won the national championship before. So we can say both of our major SEC teams here in the state of Alabama have won a national championship, at least one. Will says, Skynake, where you at? Who is Skynake? Are you done working on your booths yet? If so, I want to come see them. Okay. Yes, you missed it earlier. I actually showed a video, but it's no longer available. Let me see if I can find it again. Okay, I think I can pull it up here again and show you what the booth looked like since you're a little bit late coming to the live stream. Auburn hat, okay. So again, those are the PS2s, and then the Wii's on the next shelf, and then on the bottom are the original Xbox. And then there's the Sega Genesis, the PlayStation 1, the Super NES, and the NES. And I got a call about the NES over the weekend, so I'm thinking that's sold. And the bundle sold for $155. There's my record rack. I'm going to be putting records on there. A couple of beer signs. There's where my video games are going to be. I've already got a couple of video games out, but I didn't get as many out as I wanted to. I only got the Xbox and the PlayStation 2 games out. There's the die-cast cars. There's a lot of 57 Chevys and stuff in there. And down below are the racing cars. And then I've got my Johnny Lightning die-cast and my Hot Wheels die-cast. Remember that from my other booth, it spins around. I can put little things on that. And then I had some china that I'm trying to get rid of, so I have that displayed in that case. And the box in front has comics in it. You see those movie reels on the wall back there, Gumball Gold? I got those at a yard sale 2 weekends ago. But that's the booth, and I'll be putting out a video about that pretty soon to show what it looks like. Outdoor says his daughter got accepted in the University of Alabama a couple weeks back. Well, that is great. Do you know what she's going to be taking, or does she know what courses she's going to be taking? If so, tell us what she's going to be taking. Did y'all know that Donald Trump did the commencement address for the University of Alabama's fall graduation this year? That's crazy. I've never heard of the president of the United States coming to a commencement address at a college. That's amazing. And Gumball Gold says that my booth is very nice and professional looking. Thank you, Gumball. What's your favorite action figures? Favorite action figures? I guess it would be Batman and the Joker. Yeah. William, his YouTube channel is just do a search for Gumball Gold, and you can go and see his YouTube channel. He has about 15 or 1,600 subscribers. I'm not sure exactly how many you have now. Maybe you can let us know, Gumball. So she's going to be taking dance. Well, that's great. Did she graduate this year, or is she getting ready to graduate this year, or has she already graduated? Marty says she likes Spider-Man and Iron Man. Anything kids related? Kiss related. I used to have some glasses that had Kiss on them. I don't know if I still have them or not in my store. Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. I'm going to my store. I'm going to see if I have anything Kiss related in my eBay store to show William. Yes, I still have those glasses, and I have a t-shirt. Let me show them to you. Since you asked, William, I'm going to show you the two items that I have in my store that are Kiss related. First off is this set of mugs. And there's 4 mugs. You got Gene Simmons and all the Kiss guys on it. So that's the mugs. See if I can get a closer picture for you to show you. So this is the mugs. And then I have a t-shirt, World Tour 1977 t-shirt. So this is the t-shirt. Now this is not a vintage t-shirt. It's just made to look like one. And it's a 2XL, so it'd be a little bit too big for you. So yeah, that's what I've got as far as Kiss related stuff in my store. Okay, Marty says that her grandmother said hi, Stephanie, and her mom also said hello. Will says Gene Simmons is coming out with a new rock group called Skymake. I didn't know that. Get in on it. What do you mean get in on it? So yeah, eBay is going along pretty good, and my two booths. Oh, I need to update you guys on my Wetumpka booth. I did tell you that it closed at the end of the month. So that's what I've been doing all week, is moving all my inventory that I had left over there to my new booth. But I had, let's see, I got my statement from what I sold. And in actually the first week I had my booth in Wetumpka, it was only 4 weeks that I had the booth there. So in my first week, in my first check that I got from Wetumpka was on the 15th of April. And because they were closing, they had a whole lot of people in there, and they were buying stuff like crazy. But the first check I got, and this is really just about a week's worth of sales, because the first week I only made $30. So the second week, that's what I got paid, $447.56. And these are all the things that sold out of my booth. I had those metal signs sold, and ceramic bunnies and different things, Marvel comics, and a few of the die-casts sold. It's the Hot Wheels and the die-cast, the Johnny Lightning, and those metal signs. So I got $67 for that elephant that I had on there. This is the second check I got. So this was the one I got on the 30th, which was the last day of the month, and it was for $425.02. So that booth did really well for the one single month that I was in operation, and I think it was just mainly it did that well because of the fact that everybody knew that the store was going to be closing, and so that's why it did real well. But I had to get 2 business licenses in order to open a booth of the booths that I have in Montgomery. So I had to spend money on getting business licenses in Montgomery. Montgomery is a greedy city. Wetumpka didn't require a business license for having a flea market booth because they were covered under the store's license, business license. So we weren't required to get a business license. But Montgomery, not only did I have to get a business license, but for every location that I was in, I had to get a business license, and they were not cheap. They were $135 a piece. So I've got $250 or $270 dollars in business license alone. So the big booth that you just saw the video of it's going to run me $250 a month, and I've already paid for the first month. The other booth, I haven't taken a video recently of it since I got it stocked up, but I put a lot of, as I mentioned earlier, I put a lot of boutique clothing in there. So it's got clothing in there, and I put that big dollhouse that was in my other booth. I put that in there. Because the store is more geared toward boutique stuff and women's clothing, I figured I would do better to put women's clothing in there and leave all the collectibles and all that other really cool stuff in the other booth. And we'll see how it goes. I don't think if I put the video games and consoles and all that die cast in the booth where all the women's clothing and boutique stuff is, I don't think it would do very well. So I'll give you guys an update and let you guys know how those booths are doing. But so far, I'm really pleased with my first month of being a flea market booth owner, even though it was kind of skewed because of the fact that the flea market was closing. So I don't think it really gave a realistic picture of, what I'll be making with the flea market booths. But I'll let you guys know as time goes on so you can see how that goes. Heard Ozzy got run over by a lawnmower, but he's still going strong. I haven't heard that. Ozzy is 99% brain dead. Sharon, his wife, still making his milking his fame. Yeah, that's true. Gene Simmons still knows how to rock. Gumball Gold says, I would sell clothing for $5 each, make $20,000 and call it a week. Yeah, well, here's the thing that I've learned in retail sales. If you price things way below market value, people won't buy it because they don't think it's good product. They think that you're just trying to get rid of it because something's wrong with it. And so they won't buy it. So it's the craziest thing I've ever seen in the world. But if you price something a little bit high, even higher than market value, and then you put a 10% off on it, people just flock to that stuff and they'll buy it like, crazy. So that's one of the things about retail sales. People don't want to buy cheap stuff. I don't know why it is. Unless they're in a place like a flea market and they know that everything in there is going to be cheap. So CG, are you still with us? There you are. I got something I want to show you. I know you're a Batman fan. Check this out. It's a TV tray. It's got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and I'm not sure who this guy is. Maybe you know who it is. But anyway, it's a TV tray. It's in really good condition. Metal TV tray. I picked this up at a yard sale about a week ago for $3. So that was pretty good pickup. Gumball Gold says Gene Simmons still knows how to make money. Your booth is looking really good. Thank you, CG. I appreciate that. It looks like a pretty cool Justice League tray. Yep. The other guy is Cyborg. He's a member of the Teen Titans and the Justice League. Okay. Well, thank you for letting us know who that was because I had no idea. But I have gone over an hour now, and I think it's time for me to say goodnight. And thank you guys for being with me tonight. I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your time with me and commenting on my live stream. And if you haven't already done it, please be sure and give me a like and a thumbs up. And also leave me a comment. All the comments you left during the live stream, they just disappear after the live stream. You can't read them anymore. But if you would, after I post this, if you'll go on and leave me a comment, I'd appreciate it because it really helps with my algorithm. And if you're coming on and watching this after the fact, then also leave me a comment. And if you're not familiar with my channel is called Retire Inspired, and my channel is about my retirement experiences, which could be anything from repairing a video game console to setting up a flea market booth to selling on eBay to traveling to Tennessee to traveling to Arizona to visit my wonderful friend Chuck Jacobs. How are you doing, Chuck? Good to see you on here tonight. I was just getting ready to wrap everything up because we have just reached an hour and 10 minutes. So, but I'm glad to see you on here tonight, Chuck. And, you know, everybody else got the golden chicken. So you get the golden chicken too, Chuck. I appreciate each and every one of you for being on my live stream tonight. And so, Chuck, better late than never. Hope you can come back next week. And if you would, go back and watch the video again, because I have a lot of really cool information in there about my flea market booth and my trip to Tennessee this past weekend. So I want to thank everybody individually: CG Enemy Fan, Gumball Gold, William Smith, Marty Baker, my #1 fan, and Brent Mania, and who else? Am I missing anybody? Outdoors Dreadhead, thank you for being on tonight. I appreciate you for being on. Be sure and leave that thumbs up and come back and see me next week. Also, check out my video that I'm going to be putting out around the middle of the week this week. And take care, guys. Love you, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.